Welcome back to Cody's Movie Cave. And today, we're not going to be reviewing a movie because we done reviewed The Batman 2022 Robert Pattinson movie, but this time, we're not so much reviewing the whole movie as we're going to break down one of the coolest car chases in a while. That's right, we're going to kind of do a whole new little segment coming up, car chases. The car chases of movies. And this one, oh wow, it was spectacular. I'm a little biased because I'm a Batman fan. But if you're not a Batman fan, you will appreciate it because it's done so good. When you think of Batmobile, what do you think of? Do you think of Michael Keaton's, overly comic booky, sort of clunky Batmobile? Do you think of Christian Bale's tank, the tumbler Batmobile? And then you got Ben Affleck's, which is kind of a combination, really, of Michael Keaton's and Christian Bale's. It's a tank slash roadster looking car. But I absolutely loved the Batmobile in this new one. It's just a basic hot rod. It looks maybe like either a Camaro or a Charger. They don't really say because it's been customized so much. You can't really tell, but you can tell it's got a lot of power under the hood of that car. And so, yeah, what I like about it is it's real. It's a car that, if I was mechanically inclined, believe that I could go out and fix it up, rig it up myself, and use it, So that's got that whole homemade vibe that this whole movie, The Batman, has, and it works really well. Super tough car. It looks maybe armored. It's got some modifications he's done to it in the Batcave. You kind of see it early on in the movie. It's under a cover, and you can see motor parts and just gears and stuff laying out and about on the table. So you get the idea that Bruce he's been putting in the time under the hood. He's got some grease on his fingers, as you would say. But this scene, let's get back to it. We set it up as he's sort of watching, staking out the Penguin and his cronies doing a drug deal, a buy, which gives it, again, this whole gritty Gotham feel. So him and Gordon's kind of, looking at things and on a stakeout, but then comes along Catwoman sashay in and kind of throws a wrench in everybody's plans. And so they have to kind of improvise on the fly, so to speak, and get caught doing so. And the Penguin winds up spraying bullets everywhere, doing his thing, and he thinks he's killed Vengeance. He's like, you think you could steal my money from him, Vengeance? That whole deal. But anyway, no, he did not. You see the blue light up flames from the exhaust of this beast monster of a Batmobile car light up the dark. It's all you see is vroom, and you just see it kind of light up. And that's when we're in some deep doo-doo. We are in some trouble here, guys. So the Penguin, he jumps in his Maserati, that's the car he's driving, and takes off. And so then here Batman, the Batman comes, he's got his cranked up, and he zooms out. I'm talking about like a bat out of hell, pun intended. The shot that we see, the score that matches this scene is perfect, as the whole movie is with the score, but this scene works. We see him kind of take out and slide and do some kind of maneuver like that, and the score picks up from then on. It's realistic because they're chasing each other down this stretch of interstate, and it's crowded. There's people, there's cars everywhere. There's 18-wheelers trying to get by and do stuff with, and so it's pretty cool and pretty believable because they're trying to chase each other, but at the same time they're maneuvering through traffic, all done at night. And so the cinematography in this scene is on point. You get the tail lights kind of and the headlights flashing, which lights up Batman and his mask inside the car. Same for the Penguin, and they just kind of share looks, glares at each other as they're chasing. But so the scene goes for probably about 5 to 6 minutes. It's a good chase scene. But here's what's cool about it. At the end of the scene, toward the end of the scene, Penguin sort of slams on brakes, causing this 18-wheeler to do like a flip maneuver, right? Causes it to crash, big explosions. We see Batman go through it. Penguin's like, oh, I got you. I got you. I freaking got you, you freaking psycho, to quote him. But here's the thing. Batman comes barreling through the flames and sort of does this Dukes of Hazzard style ramp up this back of this 18-wheeler that's on fire and comes exploding through it. And he ends up and hits the Penguin's Maserati, which causes it to do this flip. You know, would have killed him in real life probably, but anyway. So Batman comes sliding to a halt. Penguin's Maserati at this point is flipped upside down. It's raining, it's wet, it's dark, it's gritty. It's a great scene. You can feel how visceral it is. And anyway, so we get this great shot from the Penguin's upside down car, and it's the Penguin's view, right? So he's seeing this figure approaching, this dark, flowing cape that's flowing behind him, this figure that's just strikes fear and sends a cold shiver down your spine, approaching him. And he's like, oh crap. You can see the fear in the Penguin's face, and you can feel it. And then we switch to another great shot, which Matt Reeves is great with the camera work in shooting this movie, and it's the point of view of Batman's combat boots, sort of walking and hitting the pavement in the rain, and it's just a great shot with the cape flowing behind. It's got that whole, you know, lone hero. I get heavy Clint Eastwood vibes from this scene. You know, it's the tall figure that sort of got that slow stroll walk. I get that whole Man with No Name vibe from this movie. I mean, not from the movie, but from this particular scene, because we got the whole boot shot that feels almost like the lone gunslinger, you know, that's approaching. It is one great chase scene, though. Just the two automobiles that they got for this scene was great. The hot rod that's the Batmobile in this movie, if I ever won the lottery, I'd have to have a version of it, because it is so bad-ended tough. I mean, great car. Unfortunately, that's really the only major chase scene that we see involved with the Batmobile in this movie, but it is fantastic. We do get to see him sort of drive it quickly and at a high speed, but it's not really a chase later on in the movie. But you can just feel the power coming off this car. I mean, it is incredible. Like I said, it's just shot good. You know, that's what makes a good car chase. It's not the CGI, the flying cars off of buildings, or it's just the way the scene's shot. You know, and you could feel that it was shot real. It was real effects, real explosions, and it was done perfectly. You know, so really good. Two great vehicles involved. Here's hoping that if we get a sequel, that we will see more action and more chases with this car, because they're doing a disservice to the movie and the fans if they don't. Later, he gets to use a motorcycle. He uses a motorcycle primarily in this film, which is a shame, because the Batmobile in this movie is incredible. It's so good. So yeah, probably my most favorite car chase scene of this year so far. The Batman. Bat driving like a bat out of hell. Yeah. My opinion, you know what I say about opinions? They're like butts. Everybody's got one, and some of them stink.